Welcome. Herzlich willkommen in Wien. Thank you for having us, Vienna. We are here for a monumental sporting event, the Ineos 159 Challenge, and we have with us the greatest marathoner of all time, Eliud Kipchoge, who is going to attempt to run a marathon in sub 2 hours and show the world that no human is limited. Before we're going to start and you all get to ask questions to Eliud, a couple of housekeeping things. We are conducting the press conference in English, but if any of you have questions in German, I'm willing to translate, and I'll do my best to translate your questions so Eliud can answer them and doesn't have to answer them in German. A few other housekeeping bits. In case you haven't heard, Saturday, the 12th of October, is confirmed as the date for the race. So I'll say that in German. Für die, die es noch nicht gehört haben, dieser Samstag, 12. Oktober, ist der Tag, an dem der Lauf stattfinden wird. Zeit ist noch nicht bekannt gegeben. Das wird morgen bestimmt. So the time isn't confirmed yet. That will be determined tomorrow. And you will receive information about the start time, probably via email, and keep an eye on the social media channels. I think that's also been mentioned, but there are no individual one-on-one requests after this. So anyone that has a question to Eliud, do make sure you ask them now, because we are in a very tight schedule. So do make sure that you make time, that make use of the time that we have here. Just in terms of questions that you have, we are lucky to have Eliud with us, so we want to make sure that you do make use of the time that we have with them. If there are any specific questions around the challenge itself, any of the logistics, we do have Fran Miller upstairs, who's part of the senior management team of the Ineos 159 Challenge. So if there are specific questions around that, after the press conference is finished and you guys can have any questions, you can ask her about that. So really make use of the time with Eliud, ask him about his preparations and how he's feeling. And just a couple more things. We do have 2 microphones here at the front, and because we are live streaming this, we want to make sure that everyone can hear the question. So when you have a question, raise your hand. I will try and pick out all of you. Just state your name, the organization that you're from, ask your question, and then kindly hand the microphones back to us to the front so we can keep track of where they are and they don't get lost. And before we'll move over to Eliud, just one final thing. The race will be live streamed on YouTube on Saturday. So on the Ineos 159 Challenge YouTube channel, the race will be live streamed. So even if you can't be here and witness it in person, you can watch it live for free on the YouTube channel. Now, I will step out of the way because it's all about this man, Eliud. You've been here for a few days now. You've had a chance to run on the course. You've seen how the weather is developing. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I think I can say I'm feeling well. I have run on the course, and course is extremely good. I'm happy with the course, and I'm waiting for Saturday.
Open the floor up straight. There's a question over there. Can we pass the microphone to the lady in the stripe? Thanks.
Hi, Eliud. I'm Nadia Neofita from South Africa. How have you been handling the immense pressure I imagine you're under? I mean, you know, it's a huge achievement that you're trying to do, and also being from Africa, from South Africa, what is this going to mean for your continent, you know, for people back home? I'd like to know what you hope to achieve for them as well. Thank you.
Pressure is everywhere in this world as far as you are a human being. So I'm handling and I'm trying to stay as calm as possible for any pressure which comes in. And this race actually it means a lot to my country and my continent in Africa. That it's about actually telling people that there is nobody who sets the limits, and only limits are happening in their minds. It's not actually something tangible. It's just happening in your thoughts. So what I'm doing is that I'm trying to just remove that click in their minds that no human is limited.
Sorry. Next question. Olaf there.
Olaf Borgmann, Kronenzeitung, Vienna. One question more to the course. What is the feeling? How can you run the small roundabout and the bigger roundabout? I guess you were on the first day on the small roundabout. You'll be losing time there, or what do you think about that?
I don't think we lose time, and it's actually all is actually well arranged, and we have what I'm following what's there, and we have orange lines which actually guiding me and my team of pace setters.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Wata from the Olympic Channel. Hi, Eliud. You're always very cautiously optimistic ahead of any big race. You are ahead of Berlin, the world record. But this time you appear and sound more confident. What makes this different?
To run in Berlin and to run in Vienna are two different things. Berlin is running and breaking a world record. Vienna is running and making history in this world, like the first man to go to the moon. That's the two different things.
Luis Lidón from the Spanish news agency EFE. In which way your preparation for this challenge has been different to the 13 marathons that you have run in the past?
All of them have been the same. The only difference is mental thinking. I am enjoying a rich experience from 2017 that I'm going to do it. That's why I missed it by 26 seconds to beat the 2-hour barrier. So my training has been the same, my coach has been the same, the management, everything has been the same. Now the thinking is different.
Thank you. Marcus Bailey, Sunset and Vine. Many will perceive the challenge as mainly physical. How much of it is mental fortitude?
I think physical and mental should actually be the same. You cannot be physically fit and poor mentally and you can perform. You should be actually physically fit and mentally fit. So, you know, a human being is his conscience. You can be fit, but the mind is not there. So the moment your mind is there, then all will be well.
There's a question in the far back. Can we just get a microphone?
Peter Brunner from Austrian Broadcasting ORF. Why did you and your team choose especially Vienna? You could make this all over the world in every city. Why especially here?
First is that Vienna is a sporting city. It's a very good and all the crowd loves the sport in Vienna. The course in Vienna actually is purely flat. It's fast. It's in the park whereby we are enjoying a natural environment. Those are the three facts.
And if there are any more questions specifically around that, we can ask them to Fran afterwards as well. Question over here.
Hi, it's Minako Kurachi from NHK Japan. The idea of some two marathon, the possibility of breaking two, when did it come to your mind for the first time? Obviously, there was breaking two challenge in 2017, but have you had a toyed with the idea even before? Is there something you dreamt about as a young runner, or is that something you became more conscious of as you progressed as a runner?
You know, all of us were born babies. Is that right? So the moment you are growing and learning many things. So when I grew up, when I came to marathon as a track and field, then I met new things. And that's where breaking two barrier came in. That's in 2016 after Olympics.
Hello, Eliud. Neil Barker from SNTV and the Associated Press. athletics is, most people would say, is in a bit of a terrible moment right now. The Salazar case, the Coleman case, empty seats at the World Athletics Championship. I just wondered what your impression was of the state athletics is in at the moment, and whether this challenge can help restore some kind of credibility and positivity to the sport.
I think actually these are noble cause, and I will give you an example that in a curtain there is flowers and there are weeds. So Vienna, we are talking of the flowers. Let us concentrate on the flowers which can prosper and make everybody in this world to be happy.
Hello, Gernot Bachler, Kronenzeitung, Vienna. Eliud, which do you think will be the most critical point on Saturday to break the 2 hours? Will it be the weather? Will it be the track, the pacemakers, or your mentality?
All facts are the same. All facts are critical. All facts are important, and pacemakers are important. Weather is important, and mental actually thinking is important. So all the facts are really crucial. We cannot leave one behind or put one ahead.
Evelyn, again from the Olympic Channel. You have a large group of pacemakers this year. Have you had a chat with them, and what do you think of their capabilities to help you achieve your target?
I have talked with them. They are really eager to do a good job on Saturday. They are capable of doing it. That's why they are here. And all is well. So, pacemakers are really doing a good job.
Eliud, you almost lost your world record 2 weeks ago in Berlin. Did you watch the race, and what was your reaction?
I watched the race, and that's they say if you want to enjoy sport, you need to accept defeat. If Cananesa actually ran 2:00, I would accept it, and that's the only way to enjoy the sport.
Eliud, John Westerby from The Times. If you were to break the 2-hour barrier this week, do you think that will help it to be possible to break 2 hours in a normal marathon race at some point in the next couple of years?
I think it's better to till one point at a time, which is in our hands. Our hands actually is to break 2-hour barrier here in Vienna, and then next we can discuss that.
Saturday morning.
Hello, Gerhard Oehlinger from Salzburger Nachrichten. How will you communicate with your pacemakers? Will you talk to them, or is this waste of air?
The communication will be flowing very easy. We are friends, we are sportsmen, and you will enjoy, you will see. Please be on the course.
Manuel Audicio from La Repubblica. Sorry for the voice. In Monza, it was $1 million try. This time, what's the price of your sub 2?
Sorry?
The prize money this time. I mean, if you break the record, of course.
I'm running to make history. I'm running to remove to actually sell no human is limited to the whole generation in this world. And I expect to go over 3 billion people on Saturday. It's not about money, it's about running and making history and changing lives of the people through their thinking. But if you have a prize, you can give me.
Holland, Algemeen Dagblad. You say I'm running to change people's lives. Will your life change if you succeed on Saturday?
Yes, my life will change because I am a believer of no man is limited. So everybody will actually believe that because I am believing on it, then the other people can believe on it too. So I trust I will be a happy person to break the barrier and actually inspire millions of the generation.
Ben Bloom, Telegraph. Some people within the sport have been critical of how many factors have been manipulated for this challenge. How would you respond to them?
The law of nature cannot allow all of us to think together. That's the answer.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
I mean, I say the law of nature cannot allow all of us to think together. Even inside the room, we have different thoughts.
Eliud, your family is here. Your wife came in, 3 kids. As far as I know, that is the first time you took your family to a big event. That's true, and what does it mean to you?
Oh, it's true. And it means a lot. You wanted them to be part of history. Yes.
Luis Lidón from the Spanish news agency EFE. This is a follow-up question from my colleague. I mean, if you break the 2 hours wall, you are going to be more confident to try it in a normal race. You will be more thinking that you are going to break it in a normal race.
That's a good question. And you know, I come from Africa, and above all, I come from Kenya, whereby you are taught not to chase 2 rabbits. All of them will escape. Just chase only one. My mind is on Saturday to break the 2-hour barrier, and other things will come after that.
Hello, Christian Bartlow, German Public Radio, Deutschlandfunk. I want to follow up a bit here. Do you understand the critics that say that this is an artificial environment and therefore your world record in Berlin actually is worth more than it would be breaking the 2-hour barrier? Do you understand that argument?
I understand very well. That's why I'm saying the law of nature cannot allow all human beings to think together. By breaking 2-hour barrier, I want to bring their minds to know that no human is limited. So, you know, all our minds are parallel. Our thoughts are parallel. But I respect everybody's thoughts, and I hope they will respect mine too. That's why the nature cannot allow us, all of us, to think together. This world cannot move.
It's Franz Ecker from Austrian Press Agency. Not every day is a perfect day. What happens if you, after, let's say, 4K, you realize you're not in a perfect shape? Is it possible to stop and try another time?
I think that's a hard question, but I don't think it will happen. But what will happen, anything can happen except we are human beings, so we accept everything.
Eliud, how did your experience in Monza help you to go further in Berlin last year?
Yeah,
did it open something in your mind and so on?
Absolutely, yes. My experience in Monza actually taught me that if personally I can run 2 hours, why not run under 2 hours, 3 minutes? Because that time world record was 2 hours, 2 minutes and 57.
Hi, Vienna Lorraine, Radio France. I just wanted to know, what is the difference today with 2017? Do you feel more prepared? Do you feel more ready?
I feel more prepared, I feel more ready, and I'm confident that I have been in that speed in the last 2 years. So it's not something that we are thinking, how are we going to do it? I've been doing it for the first time, and I hope the second time I will get it.
Eliud Kipchoge from Berlin. Where do you expect the most difficult part on Saturday? What could be a critical section in the race for you?
All kilometers are really critical. I cannot say the first kilometer will be critical, halfway, 3/4, 30k, 15, but I treat all the distance as critical as possible.
A couple more questions and then almost have to wrap it up. We'll start there.
Eliud, Neil Barker again from SNTV. Did you get a sense that this is kind of now or never for this 2-hour barrier? You know, if you don't make it happen on Saturday, if you miss out by a second, let's say, are you in your mind thinking about trying again in a year or two, or is it all on this challenge on Saturday?
This thing is like life. If you are down today, you cannot actually hang yourself. You get up and look for the next day. But let us not say anything negative, but I hope all will be well on Saturday.
Hi, Eliud. Jochen from Free Radio Graz in Austria. Is there anything you're afraid of before the challenge? Like, is there, bad sleep or not digesting properly, or is there anything that you're afraid of, or are you just 100% sure that? I mean, I am. Most of us are, that you're gonna do it. But is there? Do these thoughts cross your mind at all?
In this world, there is nothing called 100%. Even the fastest car, you cannot say it's 100% when it's on the road. The tire might get a flat tire. But I can assure you that I am calm, and I really looking forward for Saturday.
Eliud, you might start the race, Nicolas Herbelot, l'équipe. You might start the race at 5 in the morning. That would mean you would run all the race by night. Does it make any difference?
Sorry?
If you run a full marathon at night time, does it make any difference?
What's the difference between morning and night?
Between the day and the night. Is there any difference when you run?
So let me ask you, let us say the still tack up to 8. Are we still call it a night? It's night, or it's 30?
The day we start at 7, I think.
What of when you are in winter? You come from Europe.
I think he means at dark,
It will be okay. The lights will be there. We can't call it dark anymore.
Eliud, Evelyn again from the Olympic Channel. This is huge. I'm sure you've felt the support from back home in Kenya. How huge is it for them, and is there any support or any messages you've gotten from back home that's keeping you going and just saying, I'm doing this for people back home?
Yes, I'm getting a lot of support from all over the world. I'm getting support from Kenya, from the government, from institutions in Kenya, from people of Kenya in general. All over the world, I'm getting all the goodwill messages, and I'm appreciating them.
Even William Ruto is on his way.
Absolutely, I will appreciate.
Eliud, some people think that an important aspect in a sportsman career is when it is time to finish the career. So some people think it's a good idea to finish your career when you're at the very, very peak. So this might be the moment on Saturday that you reach the very, very peak. Did this thought cross your mind that this might be your last marathon?
Not yet.
Maybe just one quick final question, because I know there's been a lot of talk about legacy and how important, if you break the 2-hour barrier, this will be in terms of not just what it means for the sport, but for humans in general. Why is it so important for you to illustrate that no human is limited?
Let me give you an example that before in Monza, it was 63 years after Roger Bannister break the 4-minute barrier. So on Saturday it will be equal 65 years. And those days no human being was believing that a mile can be run under 4 minutes. Last year in Berlin, I ran 2 hours, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Most people were saying no other human being can come close to this. 2 weeks ago, Kenanisa ran 2 hours, 1 minute and 41 seconds. That's a good illustration that no human is limited. So on Saturday, it's about making history, it's about leaving a good legacy to the world. It cannot be the legacy only in terms of sport. It goes beyond all professions, from journalism to law to actually education to everywhere. That you can wake up one day and write a very nice actually article which can actually promote positivity in this world. And that's what the world needs. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that no human is limited. It's not about performing. It's about actually removing that click which has actually get a shelter in every human being's mind.
I think that's a really nice thing to end on. Thank you so much, Eliud. I think we all wish you the best of luck for Saturday. Again, the race will be live streamed on the Ineos 159 YouTube channel. So do tune in, and I think we're now taking Eliud out. If you could please all stay seated while we're taking him out, just so there's not too much of a rummaging around. And good luck, Eliud, this weekend.